Hello YouTube, stay tuned and we will show you, welcome to Sunday in the Shop, I'm supposed to say that. Stay tuned, we'll show you how we made this screwdriver out of junk parts, various pieces of metal, etc, etc. We can pound on it. We got all kinds of little video clips, we'll throw in one where we fixed this or that. Little clips of working on stuff this week. It wasn't worth making a separate video on, so hope you enjoy this mishmash. Who called it? What's mishmash? Mishmash. We're gonna make our own term. Mishmash. There, not mishmash. Mishmash. Anyway, here we go. Hang on to your seats. Hold on to your hats. And here's another clip video for Sunday in the Shop. We got videos where we lost parts, forgot to take pictures. That's part of a 3/8 threaded carriage bolt. And we even ground it to countersink just ahead of the bolt. So it's ground out to the very edge of the bolt, epoxied in there late afternoon. We have to fill that gap, as you can see where the bolt is, to the gap where this goes in. So we took them all, so it's one diameter. Can we do this on camera? I just mentioned that to a guy. I crash my camera all the time. And we've got it measured. It's whatever, 2 inch, whatever. And then we're going to insert a piece that's rod in there. So you don't need one continuous rod. I mean, I'm just showing you how you can just throw it together with scraps. Because it's a lot easier to put a short carriage bolt than, believe me, the time you go drilling that out, 3/8 for the bolt, and then you got to drill like 1 inch for the square part of the bolt, and I took a picture somewhere to inset that square part. Then, if you want to set the head of the bolt in there, see, we can take longer than sending in the shop, and it's not polished, it's just sanded and buff. There you go. We'll get this piece made, we'll assemble it, test assemble it. And this is the screwdriver that came out of that rectangle. See how it's been sharpened? We're going to redo that. This will be a pounding chiseling tool. It's all beat up anyway, so. My Harbor Freight flashlight, I know I plugged it. I think, what did I call it? It's a Quantum. I had one for $5 and lost it. I don't get over something, I lose it. It upsets me. I don't care if it only costs $2. Because then I got to go through all trouble going to the store to get another one. But AAA batteries, it's a great little desk light. I like it. It kind of focuses down kind of like a pin light when you get close. That's why I bought it. See that? It's kind of like my pin light one if you ever seen it. Hey, it's really nice. My pin light one I carry at night. I know I showed a video on it. It's made by Coast. You find them at Menards. And it's a real thin flashlight. I mean, this is great for the work desk because it stands up. See? If you wear flashlights, you can't tell on when you stand up. See that? You can't tell it's on. You could grind some grooves in there, like, you know, just don't do that. Don't have the habit of doing that if it's turned on. Anyway, like I said, you ain't too glad it's Sunday because I start rambling on too much. Let's get to work. Okay, I always say that. Or here we are. Or we're back. Or it needs to be cut off a little bit. But here, let me take it out. We can do this on camera. And this piece don't need to be epoxied in there. We're just gonna epoxy this in there. And we're gonna slather a lot on it. Gotta take a little bit off because we don't want this tight up against this. This is that cartridge I cut off. Hold on, bear with me. We want that tight up against this, so we gotta take a little bit off. When I cut these, I always say it. I don't know if you can see it. I cut it by spinning a rod with my big old monster. These start out as 1.5" cutting disc I got on Amazon. Well, you better have something that big to cut with, because that's bigger than the average Dremel. That's worth every dime. The flex cable was junk. That's why I bought this little toy for doing small stuff. and it's about the size of that end of them flex cables. And of course we got that one, and we'll include that in there. I think that goes in this week too, of how the button was broke. How it broke. Anyway, how I fixed the problem. Let's get to work. Let's get this glued together. And then we'll be done with this. We'll think of something else to add to the video. Hello YouTube, just a quick little video how the button broke lock on my rotary tool. Doesn't matter what brand, but see how bad that is? This pin goes down in there with a spring on it. Excuse me. The rubber buttons, when you push down, the spring lets it pop up. Well, we've been using this to stick in the hole. Let me get this broken plastic out of the way so you can see a little better. I will have a picture if I didn't take one yet. Let's get that out of there. Okay, it's take 2 on this. See the hole down in there? We'll show you. We'll show you what we'll do to be able to still use this. You could probably do it on any rotary tool, so I'll be right back. There. I'll just stick one of these in there. It's a little inconvenience, but so what? Well, I know if you bump them, you can strip them out. I've done it on the Dremel. I accidentally hit the button, and you could really rip stuff up. But no, I pressed down on this thing, and it just like, it would not lock. And I was, just with my fingers, I was tightening this flat, and it just shredded and slipped it over. And you can see on it where, if you look at this thing, you can see where on it where it would slip out of the hole. And what it is, it doesn't go in the hole far enough. That's the design problem. It just barely grabs the hole. Like I said, this goes all the way through. I mean, they could have made just a millimeter longer than that. In fact, maybe if I got the spring off, you can see it better. There. For some reason, because the spring goes, I mean, this looks long, but it barely goes in the hole. Now, what I was doing, I kept jamming my thumb on the rubber button, trying to push it in there tighter, then it would slip. Then it was, well, finally it just fell apart. It went, and the rubber button kind of popped out, and I heard it go crunch, and so that's the way to repair it. So there, that's enough for this short video. We're going to have to edit this one. We've took 2 or 3 retakes to do this, so we're on it. It's still a good tool. This one that came to parts missing for $10, and I had $10 with a bit. It needs recharge, but we're on it. We're gone. And we are done. Just in time for that train to go by. See, I should be cooking on my little stove. It was warm outside. I'm not bragging, that's almost knife sharp. See where I try to keep it at, even though it's rounded over, I try to keep a nice sharp edge that's not short, it's tapered. You might want to dry this between something you're trying to pry parts apart. And I could have used this in the house. I used my antique wood chisel and the little house hammer, because I do some duct work on the furnace. Add an extra duct pipe. I need to chop a hole to get tin snips in there. Well, this is a tool to use. You can probably take a muffler off a car with this thing. I mentioned that one day I was going to make one with chisels. I just got to look up and see what they look like. But my famous crosshatch pattern, we use our diamond file. I love using that file. I want to wear it down, won't have it for my back saws. I just got to show that off. Because anybody can do this. You just got to take your time. I took a diamond bit, and I put the edge on there, and you can almost see where it is. See? You go so far back. See it? Just so far back. Squared it up. Anybody can learn to do it. But the trick is, even with the edge, go in an X pattern. Do not grind like this all the time. Do not roll the bit off. You can, but don't do it all the time. Always finish up with an X pattern so it's level. Take it some sandpaper and hone it like a wood chisel, which I'm going to do. And let's go admire this handle. Ain't that cool? That little ball on there. What's left of that cartridge I glued in. I'm going to clear coat again because I used some rubbing alcohol to clean up my mess. And it took some stuff off. This is going to the house today. If I need to chisel out, say you're putting in like a door latch or something in a wood frame, well, you can use it as a wood chisel. These are beveled. See where it's kind of sunk in a little more? These are beveled. Can you see that? They're kind of beveled. So make your circle. I can't really show you how. It's using Dremel bits, even like this one. You're going around carving out stuff. And I had a picture of it when I started grinding this. Then you have to clear for the square part of the carriage bolt underneath, which is about 1/2 inch bit I use. It's a 3/8 piece of 3/8 carriage bolt. You can almost see it. We had the flashlight in there once. Heck, bring it back. See that? Hold on here. And there's that piece of rod. And right down in here somewhere is the end of the shank of the screwdriver. See it? There it is. Drilling these is easier than what you think. If you find the center, start out with a little bitty bit. Start out like with a 3/16 bit. And when you drill, look through here and keep it straight. Like look through here, flip it, look through there, and drill like a 1/4 inch and just start looking and going in there with a small bit. Work your way up with every size bit. Don't skip a bit. If you're going to 3/8, use everything in your kit to do it. It's worth it. You'll have it straight because I had to drill this way because I don't have a bit long enough to finish the job, which is all better. You get this straighter, but it's not like Sunday in the shop. I feel a little more relaxed. I can gab about it more. Ooh, what a shot. Wow, there's a money shot there. Yeah, it's beat up. But you seen what it was like. This is that one where I chopped that part off. I don't know if I have the clips out or not. Like I said, I started making a video on this handle and lost some of the pieces. And I'm not going to dig around in the garbage for it again. It had a piece just like this. It was really about 3/4 inches like that. And it was on there. I had to cut it off with a saw. Pry it off. So I had about this much metal exposed so I could heat with the torch with my map gas, and then I could pull that piece of shank out. So we just hacksawed off that thing. I wonder who did that. Anyway, like I said, this is that one out of that wreck screwdriver handle that was really pried on. That ball is so cool. I don't know what it is about it. Just look, and I polished up my little emery stone. It's just so cool how that looks. It is to me. I can't tell you the total length of this, but we're going to guess. We're going to show you. There. The bit's about 6 inches. Okay. And this part is about 4.5. So it's over 10 inches. So it's not a wimpy thing. Got some heft to it. All in words. I'll tell you what, where I live at, people, where I live back, we might as well be back in the hills, even though it's all flat land. People, are, the words they come up with, I don't know why people from Iowa talk that way. We watch all them old TV shows when we were growing up, see? Beverly Hillbillies, Green Acres. Poor lady can't cook. She's a pretty thing, but she don't know how to cook. Anyway, we will just stop on that. We won't continue that conversation, guys. Sorry, ladies. You gotta know how to cook. I learned how to cook when I was a little boy to help my mom and my grandma. So I went and starved to death if I was a bachelor. When I was a kid, I go, I want to learn how to cook. Watch that episode of Andy Griffith where the house is full of dirty dishes. If I had to watch Opie for a week with Aunt Bee gone, we've been camping in the backyard. We've been digging a hole for a campfire. We would have eaten everything over a campfire. There wouldn't have been a dish in the house dirty. Common sense, guys. Learn how to cook. Any of you youngsters watching, learn how to cook for yourself and not fast food. Learn how to actually cook real food. I learned how to make my beef roast, potatoes, and carrots in a Dutch oven, or a big old... I learned how to do stuff like that when I was a little kid. There we go. We're out of here. This video is going to be way too long, but it's Sunday in the shop, so see you next time.